WW2 folks, this is an intermission before the video, before we get into the adventure. Me and Highlander 87 are at the Edsel fireworks display 2024. You'll be able to see that footage on Highlander 87's channel in the future folks. And yeah, this is just mad, absolutely mad. Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join us in the wild landscape of Scotland. And for today's adventure we're joined by Highlander 87 out here. He's actually getting some drone shots for his own channel, you can check him out. But today we're basically out here on an abandoned road, and this road here used to be known as the Devil's Elbow because it was a notorious piece of road here over the lands of Scotland. And this is basically it leading on up here to this massive hairpin left, which is a really sharp corner, and it used to go up there, sharp left and then a sharp right, and that was basically known as the Devil's Elbow. So in this adventure we're away to document a piece of World War II history which lies at the edge of the Devil's Elbow folks. So let's get into action. So we are now walking down the old main road here folks. Our shadows are quite long today because of the autumn sunshine. In Scotland at this time of year the sun doesn't get too high in the sky. Up to the left hand side here we've got the current new main road, which was actually built to replace this one. There's old pictures online of like buses and stuff trying to get up this hill. There's Highlander's drone going overhead here. But yeah, we're away to document a cool piece of World War II history, hidden and almost forgotten out here in these wild lands. And the reason that it was built here is because this was one of the main arteries of transport across the lands of Scotland. This road takes you up to Braemar, and then yeah, these hills are basically extreme, so the few roads that there are crucial networks. I think if you go the opposite way it takes you to like Blairgowrie into the Perth direction. And then yeah, like this place was defended for that reason, and I think these defences were actually built by the Home Guard. So it's cool to see that side of the war as well. Often the people in the Home Guard were too old or unable to go and fight on the front line, so they did what they could do here at home to defend the lands. And these places were set up in case of the event of like invasion. And the event of evasion, that's what they were set up for. They would be defending it, and not only is there tank traps, there's also like a bunker up on the hill at the far side. But these tank traps or like invasion bollards were set up so that the people had no option but to go in line with where the bunker would see them, and then they would obviously like open fire, defend the area. That's why these places were built at like key areas on the land. So here we are folks, we can see these massive cement bollards here constructed onto the land in this line, and it's to prevent people obviously going easily down this direction. And then up on the hill at the far side there's actually a pillbox bunker which is looking out and defending the lands, protecting the road. And it's cool on this channel to visit these places and document these ancient forgotten wonders. I have been to the bunker a few times on the channel, but I've only been down here like once a good few years ago now. So today, since we're passing by on this road, it's a fun wee adventure to come and see a piece of World War II history and just look at the character of them. These mad stone bollards, dragon's teeth, out here in such a wild place. You would think, why is that away out there in such a remote landscape? This is cool here folks, because this is actually the edge of the former Devil's Elbow, the sharp corner, and you can see how it's built up with these stones. And then at one time these bollards and tank traps here would have come right up in a line, and I think a lot of them got moved after the war, some of them got shifted. And it's the same when they built the road, a lot of these actually got moved, and then some of them must have gotten like destroyed with a digger. But some of them so well constructed it's difficult to actually shift them. it takes a long time, and that's the whole defensive reason that they're here in the land. Yeah, it's special to see, folks. Let's head on down here and have a closer look. Obviously they would put in they would make like a wooden shape, like a wooden shuttering, and then they would put in their concrete mix and then build these up, and then once it hardened they obviously take away the wooden shuttering. I'm sure they used to make a couple of these a day. There's some interesting old like home guard documentaries and stuff on YouTube, and there is interesting things about the home guard building these defences all over the country. You see them at coastal areas most commonly, anywhere that it would be easy to get onto land with like landing craft basically. Anyway, I'm going to jump up. Check out, folks, this rock here is now the home to these little mushrooms. That's crazy. They're growing away out here. Wow, it just shows you how nature takes back over. Even this, the history of warfare. Just look at these hills and look at this scene. That's what I love on some videos, folks. It's just a wee nugget of history, but to see this and to go on a wee walk into this sort of landscape, it is just breathtaking. I'm going to fly the drone up as well and get a couple of clips, because it looks amazing from the air, the way the sun's shining through. To get an aspect of this place as to what they did in the war, it's just incredible. And these are pretty big structures. Wow, there's some other ones lying down here as well. Yeah, it's super cool. That's quite a busy road. And there is the Glenshea Ski Centre and stuff's a popular tourist destination up here. Obviously there's no snow or that just now, so there wouldn't be any of that, but I think there's a cafe and stuff, and it's quite a popular place that folk go. Braemar and stuff up there, it's a popular tourist destination as well. And no wonder when you're driving through roads like this, it's a true Scottish paradise. So there we are, folks. Since the last clip there, I've actually been flying the drone about, and we got some cool clips. Highlander87 will have some clips on his channel as well. But it's mad just to see this and the way they constructed it, and it must have been a total chore trying to carry all the supplies all the way down these steep hills when they needed it. Obviously the farther away ones, they must have been gassed out. So it is cool just to video it and document it. Just think of what was done back at wartime Britain for stuff like this. And from the air you can't even tell that they're head height. Some of them's even higher. And you have to think that there would be like a foundation under there as well. So it just shows there was a serious amount done. Look, you can see here what's actually under the ground. They've got this big chunk of cement and these boulders. And yeah, that little bit there is above the ground. It was basically meant to slow enemies' movement and like redirect it. When you see the big row of pillars like that, it's just incredible. I'm always just blown away. I'm almost lost for words right here, folks. This is true wild Scotland, and to see World War II history in the middle of it, almost gone and forgotten. It's abandoned Scotland at its finest. It's been cool just to have this short video today as we're passing. Yeah, when you're walking up through here, it's like ancient Egypt or something with all the columns. Unreal. It's nothing but the scene of wildlife nowadays, folks. You can see how the wooden boards were put on. Some of them would have been bulging with the concrete weight pushing on them, causing it to look like this when they were finished. But they were probably put up in a hurry for speed rather than, they weren't trying to make them look good at the time. But they were a crucial defensive part of the country at one time. Today's video, we're just remembering that. And also this old abandoned road here, the Devil's Elbow. It's amazing to see how steep that is as it curves up the hill. And just to think of the old vintage cars and trucks and stuff trying to get up there with heavy loads. Maybe people towing old vintage caravans just about losing control. That's how they put the new road in. It's a lot safer. It's just a proper like big straight line. Yeah, and today the sun's shining, but no on us today. It's shining over at that side of the glen. And that's just a wild heather hill. Over there you can see the black marks, and that's where they've been burning the heather. And that's a key thing when they're controlling the landscape for the grouse and stuff. There's all these little streams and stuff coming down off the hill at this side. Check it out, folks, as we're walking down this old road, we're just noticing the top of this hill up here is so flat, and it makes us curious, like, has there been an old hill fort or something there at an ancient time, or it could just be coincidence it's like that. But literally those hills are like 1 kilometre high, mountains we'll probably call them. And look at this, the wee stream here, at one time it was probably piped under the road, now it just flows down the road. Check it out here, folks, there's this water trough here next to the road, and you hate to imagine the people pulled in here with their old like Mark 1 transit vans filling the radiator up. Back in the day, folks, that was maybe it. Maybe if you were also coming up here with like a horse and cart, you'd pull in and give the horse a drink. And then, do you think there's been a wee bench? Maybe when this was the main road at the Devil's Elbow, this was a wee area people pulled in at. Yeah, they'd maybe chill out here and have a picnic. Anyway, folks, that's us just about back to the car. It's been a short wee video today, but it's cool just to look at that World War II tank traps way out here. That's the crazy thing about it, it's so far out in the wilds. So that's been a cool adventure, folks. I'm going to end this one here. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye from me, goodbye from Highlander 87, and we'll be back soon with another adventure into the beautiful landscape of Scotland.